And we're rolling. This is it. This is episode 417 of No Laugh Track Podcast. We're here at Acme Comedy Company in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm Justin Severson, the host. I am looking out at this beautiful club right now that has not looked like this in, I think, over a calendar year, a full calendar year. When I was here last week, we were not at full capacity. Eric Rhodes is here with me. Erica, full capacity.
Full capacity. I hope they come.
Yes. Well, I mean, the seats are there.
I've been selling clubs out left and right just when they have fewer people.
75 out of 75 seats sold?
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. I listened back. Well, nice to see you,
Yeah,
by the
you
way.
too, Justin. Great to see you.
This has been great. We, the first time we met was like 7 years ago now. Then you were here 6 years in between visits. When you came back last year.
Whoa, I had not realized it had been that long.
Yes, and now 11 months.
Aww.
So I think this is the one. This is the rotation.
This would be. I'd prefer 11 months.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I listened back to when we did this last June or July or whenever it was. Maybe it was the end of June. 75 seats. That was the capacity here at Acme.
It was.
Yes. We had the social distancing.
Oh my gosh,
we
it
had
was
the masks.
tough. It was tough. Yeah.
It was right after Acme had closed a little bit and then
they opened again, and then I was trying to run my hour, and it was tough. But at the same time, it was good for me because it looked like cars. You know, I ended up doing my special for cars.
Yes.
And it looked like they were headlights because it was like two people here, two people all the way back there.
Yeah.
You know?
So I just listened back the other day, and I forgot that when you told me about that special coming up to record, I didn't know you were about to tell me that. So I was like, I was like, what? At a drive-in? This is crazy. So since then, you've recorded it. I've watched it. People have seen it.
Yeah.
How did it go?
I mean, I think it went well. Like, there are definitely little things that I nitpick because my brain is just so picky. So I only got one shot at it. I got one take. So I didn't get to edit.
That's not normal for
I know
a special
it's not normal.
at all.
I know it's tough. So there are things I'm really happy with about it. Like, I think it looks great, and I think the production value is really good. And then I think, like, you know, some of it I'm really happy with, and then there's little things that my brain is just like, I wish I said that differently.
Sure.
Yeah.
So this is crazy. So I watched it at home, and then on my drive over here, I was listening to a little bit more.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice of you.
Yeah. So I had I don't have Amazon Prime. I don't know. Is it available free? Amazon Prime?
It's not free yet.
You still have to rent it no matter what.
You still have to rent it. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I rented it.
Oh my gosh.
So I need $4.99 plus tax from you to make up for that.
I'll tell Lewis.
And no, so I watched it, but then on the way over here, I was listening to it as well.
Oh.
Because you shouldn't be watching things while you're driving.
So it's interesting. I got to do the edits for the audio that I would have done. Because basically I did edit it, and then I went back later when I was just editing for sound, and it was too late because the picture was locked. So I couldn't edit certain things. So the audio version is closer to what like my perfect vision of it is.
Interesting. But is that available anywhere? No.
Yeah, everywhere.
It is?
Spotify and like everything.
Oh, there is just a straight audio version.
Yeah, there's a straight audio version.
I didn't know that. Okay.
I thought that's what you meant you were listening to.
No, I played the video.
Oh,
while I'm driving.
Funny.
Had my phone flipped over.
Oh, okay. So you didn't hear the audio version.
So right,
okay.
I heard the audio of the video
got
version.
it. Got it.
All right.
Okay.
And
then you kept thinking people were honking at you?
Erica, it lined up perfectly.
Weird.
I'm not kidding. I was just on 94 taking the exit to Washington to get here.
Gosh.
A semi cut off the car in front of me, and all of a sudden your specials, merp, 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 merp. I'm not even lying. It was perfectly
That's really funny.
Synchronized.
Yeah, I noticed afterwards in traffic when I would be sitting in traffic, and if I got honked at, I'd be like, "Thank you, thanks you. I think I'm funny too."
I love how you. I mean, it was such a unique thing that you did, and then analyzing like how it all works out. There's people were in convertibles. They seem to have a better view.
Yes.
Maybe better sound for them. I don't know. I know I've heard you talk about it, and like some of the cars had microphones, but not all, so you could hear some of the laughing.
You could hear sort of a portion of the audience, but you couldn't hear the full audience unless it got like a honking brake. You know, like I got a couple honk brakes.
Right.
Yeah.
Did they check to see if anybody was going to show up with one of those like old timey horns to really screw up the recording? Like where it's like ooga.
That would have been cool. Yeah, that would have been fun. It was already like traveling back in time, so
totally.
You know, why not go all the way?
I was also thinking, you know, like at when you do a set at a comedy club here,
Yeah.
and there might be someone that, you know, there's a group that starts speaking up a little, becoming a distraction. And then, you know, Acme has the fine staff here. The ushers will come and, you know, have a little chat with them and maybe give them a warning and tell them we got to keep it down or whatever.
Yes.
Was there a concern of doing that at a drive-in, or was there like no, like be as loud as you want? I mean, could you imagine somebody coming up like, I'm gonna have you guys roll the windows up. You're too much chatter here. We're getting it on the recording.
I think they were hoping for the as much feedback as they could get.
Yeah.
Well, not like maybe not chatting. I think they were given a speech if they were mic'd, like don't, you know, you just know that we can pick everything up. So I think they were given sort of a talk.
Yeah.
But
Be on
they
your
did
best
a really
behavior.
good job with like miking like people that they knew were going to be good audience members. You know, like I think they kind of like figured out who would be good. Or,
What did they have, like the talent scout from Price is Right or something?
yeah, I think only hot people were mic'd. I'm kidding.
That's very funny. That's very funny.
That's how they choose in LA. You know?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I should have assumed. Beautiful cars.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, the nicer BMWs.
Yeah. There's no chance
They
that.
got the mics.
There's no chance that Cadillac was going to be in the back row.
No. I didn't see any Cadillacs there. They weren't allowed in.
Oh, that's so funny. That is so funny. What was your biggest concern going into that? Because if people don't remember, you were originally going to record that special in New York.
Yeah, I was supposed to do it as part of the Tribeca Film Festival. They just announced a bunch of specials they're doing that way now, and I'm like, should I have waited? I don't know. But, you know, it's kind of one of those things you just sort of take the chance in the moment. You're like, you know, this is just a risk I'm going to take. So...
Well, then, so after you did it, how did you handle the rest of the year, leading into where we are now?
I've been oddly busy. Like, it's weird because I've been pretty busy the whole pandemic, and then now things are kind of slowing down and everybody else is in reverse. Like, everybody else like took the year off and now they're like schedules are crazy, and now I'm sort of like, I hope I get dates.
There's a little bit more competition to get dates
There's
now.
a lot more competition. Yeah, there was no competition all year. And then now it's like everyone's announced their full tour schedules, and it's like every city, every club.
Yes.
So.
One of the local arenas here in the Twin Cities just announced a bunch of concerts. It's like every other day practically.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's
holy
nice that
cow.
people are doing it. It's nice that like people want to come out now more than ever, and like they are excited to go back.
Oh, absolutely.
So
we're mask free now in Minneapolis and St. Paul.
I know. The second I landed, they were like, "Take off your masks. Erica's here. She's done with it." So yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Like you walk into places and you're like, is this okay? Like, are you okay with my face?
Oh yeah.
My face is out.
I'm triple checking the signs everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Are we gonna be over there? Are we okay
I know,
here?
it's so but it feels so nice. I'm so sick of the mask. I'm sick of looking for it. I'm sick of like, you know, I don't know. I'm really sick of it.
Yeah. What am I gonna do with all these masks I have now? Oh my goodness.
I lose them all.
Yes.
All of them.
So remember last year at this time, it was like you couldn't find like hand sanitizer was like gold, right?
Oh yeah.
It was sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
I remember being in a business somewhere and like they had a bottle and it was like, they won't miss it if I just like take it. No, I mean I didn't. But I was
It's funny, you know, I haven't used hand sanitizer the entire year, and I was fine. Knock on wood. But I traveled to like 10 states. I took planes. I didn't use hand sanitizer once because I find it so gross. I mean, I wash my hands a lot.
Yeah. I used to.
But hand sanitizer, it's like this like guck, like goo. It's like all chemicals.
Yeah.
It can't be good for you.
Yeah, right. We've all been raised to not want a slimy feeling on our hands.
Bill Dwyer has a really funny hand sanitizer bit where he said, I feel like I've said this on your podcast before.
I don't know.
I feel like I've quoted this exact, like I just had deja vu. Like I've said this.
We'll see what my reaction
But he
was.
has like, it's just a funny joke about the ads are always like, kills 99% of the germs. He's like, why not the last percent? Why not that? Just kill them all.
It can't get underneath your nails. That's why.
Oh, is that why?
I have no idea. I just came up with that. I have no idea.
It's all false advertising.
It is false advertising. So I looked up. I did one of my favorite things, and I looked up local news from where people are from.
Oh.
Newton, Massachusetts.
Yes.
Correct?
Yep.
Okay. This one is nuts. This one is absolutely crazy. Well, how long did you live in Newton, Massachusetts? While I'm looking this up.
Let's see. I was there till I was 19.
So like 2 years ago.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. 2 or 3,
This is out of Boston 10
Okay.
News. I want your thoughts on this.
Okay.
And the odds of this happening. And this also ties into, I think, one of a joke of yours that I'm familiar with. An SUV ended up stuck on the Braeburn County Country Club's golf course after the vehicle's operator made a wrong turn while following directions from the GPS app Waze.
We say it again. He got stuck where?
A black SUV wound up stuck on the grass near the 6th hole at a country club in Newton, Massachusetts yesterday.
Doing Waze. Yeah.
The driver told officers he dropped off his friends around 2 a.m. and was making his way home using the GPS app Waze when he made a wide turn and got stuck on the green at Braeburn Country Club.
Yeah.
The country club and its golf course are bounded by 3 sides by residential neighborhood and 1 side by a commuter rail. They arrived at the scene at 5 a.m. and they say he was not intoxicated.
Yeah, well, Waze is a nightmare sometimes.
Yeah.
It will make you do the weirdest left turns you've ever done.
I don't use that one because of all the horror stories.
Yeah, it's not good, but I use it all the time. Sometimes it makes you go all the way up in the hills. Eddie Pepitone also has a joke about Waze in his special, but it's like he says like sometimes it'll have you go all the way up in the hills just to avoid like a 5-minute roadblock, and then you're like all the way up in the mountains, and then it's like all the way down in these windy streets, and you're alone and stranded in the middle of nowhere.
Great view up there, though, and you go faster going downhill. So, are you familiar with the this country club? And do you think
What's it called?
Bray something?
I don't really go to country clubs.
Braeburn Country Club.
No, I don't know it.
Braeburn.
No. I don't think I've been to a country club in Newton, honestly.
So if I would go back 5 minutes, I'm like, are there any country clubs in Newton? You would have said, I don't think so.
No, I would know there were, but I probably hadn't been to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where does your mom live? Does she still live there?
She still lives there. She's in Newton Highlands, Mass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go back and spend any time of the pandemic?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that go?
It was okay. My dad was passing away, so that was tough.
Yes. Ouch.
But then after that, I spent like a month there with my mom. We went on a lot of walks. We did this whole walk where we'd go to Whole Foods, like get a snack, then walk back. So we had then watch The Crown all night.
What's a snack from Whole Foods?
Pretty much anything. I mean, it's a grocery store.
Yeah, but not like a bag of chips. That's a snack for me is a bag of chips.
I would get a bag of chips.
Do they have chips at Whole Foods?
They have all sorts of chips at Whole Foods.
Potato chips? Like regular greasy,
all chips.
gross, but like
Every
unhealthy
kind.
potato chips?
Yeah.
I have.
I mean, they're going to pretend they're healthy, but they're, not.
Okay. I just have a strange view of Whole Foods. I'm afraid of Whole Foods. I don't know. I don't
What?
ever go to them. Yeah.
Whole Foods is great. I mean, it was better before Amazon bought them.
Why is that?
I don't know. The produce went downhill. They're probably, skimping. They just care about money.
Are you really just making a statement on Amazon?
I'm just telling the truth, Justin. I'm just speaking the hard, cold facts of conspiracy theories.
There's something in your special about dating in a relationship with a fella.
Uh-huh.
And when you were here last time, we had a good conversation about it after the podcast.
Did I tell you who it was?
Oh, yeah.
I forgot that I did.
Yeah, you did. Have you gone public with that, by the way?
No.
Oh, well, I should stop telling people.
I swore you both to secrecy.
I'm totally kidding.
I actually forgot I told you, but Matt, wow, that just shows how much I trust you guys.
See?
Yeah.
And
but no, it's mostly because I don't want the joke is my joke. It's not about,
Yeah.
I don't want him to take over the joke. He already ruined my life for a couple months.
So I still have that that secret under lock and key.
Oh, thank you.
What I want to ask you is, since that joke is out there more, are you hearing dating horror stories from other women? Like, oh, you think that's bad?
Oh, you mean like, are they telling me their horrible things?
Yes, like of guys they've been with and have
sometimes after
terribly.
shows. Well, I can always tell, like, sometimes in the middle of that joke, a woman will be like, like, and she'll kind of gasp, and it's like I can tell she's been there, where it's like a guy is cheating on her, a guy is jerk, but men too. So many people have bad relationships. That's sort of why I spent the whole pandemic alone because. Because it was a pandemic, so it's sort of hard to date, but also because I'm just like, I just don't want to settle for anything that's not like amazing.
Sure.
It just feels like a waste of time.
Have you
to sort of have like a half, whatever?
Oh yeah, I'm actually amazed how many people have hooked up in the last year. Have you noticed that at all?
Yeah, I have like 2 friends who've been dating this whole time, but then so you have friends who are like hooking up with people all the time,
like meeting, during the pandemic.
Wow, yeah, I didn't do that.
It just seems like, I mean, in the last 6 months or whatever, I don't know, time is whatever, but especially like last summer when we were all supposed to be hiding and stuff. I still love when you do the Sharon Stone.
Stay
thanks. Home.
I think my impression got better than like when I taped it for the special, like because I do more of the eye blinking now. Like I do like the stay at home. I was surprised actually that in the reviews or like because I got a little press, not a lot, but like I was surprised they didn't bring up any of the Sharon Stone or Taylor Swift jokes.
Right.
I was like, oh, are they just like so precious you can't even bring up that I offended them?
Yeah.
Like,
you questioned something about Taylor Swift,
I know,
Erica.
you're not allowed to question them. They're untouchable.
America's sweetheart.
Yeah, she really is.
Yes, oh dear.
But I wasn't even, I didn't really insult her that much. I just sort of questioned the documentary aspect of it.
Yeah.
That's all.
But,
But yeah, I was surprised no one seemed to bring that up.
Enemy number 1, Eric Rhodes. How dare she go after our precious Taylor? How dare she go after a precious Taylor?
The only other person that can do it is another blonde.
Oh, there you go. So before we started recording, Brandon was showing you a video on TikTok, and your reaction was, "I hate TikTok." Why do you hate TikTok?
I really don't get it.
Yeah.
I just don't connect to it. I don't get how it doesn't feel original to me. It feels a lot like stealing things and then being like, now it's mine. I'm lip syncing to a song. Now it's mine. Well, it's not yours.
Yeah.
You didn't create anything. You just imitated something else.
Sure.
I don't get it.
What? So how much are you using social media these days, and which ones?
I mean, I like Twitter. I'm like addicted to Twitter because I like words. So that's what I prefer. I can try out jokes on it. You can put little concise jokes out there.
Yeah.
But I'm not great at I'm not great at. I don't really do TikTok. So, and Facebook is dead. It just is done.
Don't tell my mom. No, kidding.
It's been gone. It's been done for a while, but it's weird because businesses still advertise on there and get a good response, right? Like my friends are like, oh, you should do Facebook ads to get more people into clubs and stuff. And I'm like, but who's on Facebook? But I guess a lot of people still are.
Have you used ads on Instagram?
No, I haven't tried that. Maybe, should I try that?
I bought a hat based on a ad targeted towards me on Instagram.
So someone might buy comedy tickets with that hat.
Yeah.
You never know.
The hat is more expensive than a ticket here to Acme. So
what?
I know. And that's just because this place is such a good bargain.
Yeah,
for entertainment
it is a really good.
is my point.
Yeah. This is really one of the best clubs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not just saying that because we're in it.
Oh,
but it's because of the.
You're going to say that next week wherever you are.
I'm not anywhere next week.
At home. This is the best club. My bedroom.
This is the best club. Yeah, my bedroom used to be a comedy club back in the Zoom era.
Yeah, is it shut down?
It only does corporates now. It's only open for corporates.
So have we said this yet on the? We talked about it briefly before we started recording. So the material. Where are you in like working in new material?
Yeah, so I'm half in new stuff and half in old stuff still, because like I just haven't been able to write a whole new hour yet, even though I'm trying.
Mm-hmm.
I say like I have a bunch of new jokes about my dad, and they're pretty dark, but I like it because it just feels very real, and it's like what happened, with him passing away, and there was like a lot of humor in it just naturally. Like when it happened, there was just a lot of funny moments. So I'm trying to sort of, mine that for jokes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm thinking of Lori Kilmartin. When
yeah.
you say that.
I know.
I'm not saying that you're like, oh, what are you going to copy her? But like,
yeah.
That's a very difficult thing to do, is what I'm saying.
I know. I'm trying to do it in my way. Like I should probably go back and listen to her stuff just to make sure I'm not like, in her territory. But at the same time, I just always talk about what's going on in my life, whether it's good or bad or whatever. So, I always make it personal.
Yeah.
So it's just sort of what I like talking about.
Yeah.
And, but I think death is an interesting subject in general because it's something that people really are really scared about, and they don't like to talk about it. But it's so, I don't know, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's just sort of an inevitable thing. So
nope, don't tell me that.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not gonna happen.
There's a lot of interesting stuff out there also about like what happens after, like like ghost story. Like I love ghost stories and stuff like that. And I love this documentary called Surviving Death on Netflix, which is I highly recommend. It's so interesting.
Is that something you'd be into before your father passed away?
Good question. Probably, but maybe not as much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what do you like about that? About this show?
It's from so many different perspectives. Like they talk to people who are really cynical and don't believe that anything happens, and then they're sort of proven wrong. They talk to mediums. They talk to some mediums who are really good at what they do, and then some mediums who are probably kind of faking it. And so it seems like a really even-keeled perspective of like the main consensus is we just don't know. Like, and they talk to these brilliant scientists who don't know. They haven't figured it out. And it's like, isn't that fascinating? We figure out so much about life. And I remember when my dad died, there was all of his drugs out, like all the drugs for hospice were like out there. There's a hospital bed. There's all this stuff, right, that like you have to keep someone alive. And then when he was gone, it was like all of that's gone.
And it's now useless.
Well, it's useless, but it's also kind of like how, like, it just seems like nothing now. Like all this stuff that we have here that's keeping us here. And then it's like, and we think we're clinging on to something good, but we don't know even that life's that great. We're like clinging on to it so hard. And then it's just kind of like just evaporates into nothing. It's just such a weird, it's a very weird thing, I think, when someone close to you passes away. Because you just can't even really imagine them not being there. And then you're like, wow, they're just never here again. Like, where did he go?
My grandfather passed away during this last year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And thank you. And I mean, I remember 20 years ago that we'd go visit them. They lived 2 hours away from the Twin Cities. We'd go visit them, and I would be saying goodbye, and it would like hit me every time, like, what if this is the last time? 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Erica. Now he just died in the end of November.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
I still wasn't okay. Like, it was like hit me so hard.
Well,
like, I've been preparing myself for 20 years.
That's
I wasn't ready.
Interesting that you said that because my dad had MS.
Yeah.
People, like, a couple times people have said, well, it must not have been as hard because it wasn't as shocking. And I was like, it's always hard. Like, it doesn't matter if it's shocking or not shocking, or like, it's shocking no matter what, because you can't imagine life without that person, you know? So that's interesting that you said that, because I always found that a very odd response.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like, oh, so just because I was prepared, then I'm like fine now? But you're not.
No. Oh, just because I kind of saw it coming?
Yeah, no, it's not. It doesn't change what the loss feels like, you know?
No, not at all.
But yeah, so I think there's a lot of, I don't know, I think there's a lot there, you know, with my act. Yeah.
You're surprising. It is surprising to hear you say that you're going to do that material.
Yeah, I mean, I did it last night.
You did?
Yeah, I think it worked. I'm playing. For me, it's more where to put things. It's like, because I feel like your act is like a big puzzle piece.
Right.
Or a big puzzle. And it's like where to put all the pieces, So the old stuff I'm trying to push later and later and bring up the new stuff earlier and earlier. So that, because I'm sick. I don't want to talk about dating anymore. First of all, I'm not doing it right now. Second of all, it's like, it feels just like, okay, I got that out of my system. Like I talked about dating.
Yeah.
And now I want to talk about other things.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
It's a procession of your career. This is good.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope I'm progressing. Sometimes I worry I'm getting worse.
What?
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you listen back and I'm like, wow, I was way better like 5 years ago. But I don't know. I think we just go in. It's like the journey of comedy is so up and down. So you don't always see the progress you're making. You just see kind of like, oh, that show, and then that show, and then that show, and then that show.
Absolutely. You know how Facebook does those memories and stuff? I will say that even like those little
those.
Right.
One day it came up and it said, you have no new memories today. I was like, thank God, I've made it. Finally, no memories.
I just want to be present.
Yeah, I just want to be in the moment. Anyway, sorry, that just happened.
Oh my goodness. What? Now I forgot what.
Yeah, no, you were saying. I was talking about the progress of comedy, and you were saying on Facebook it says the memories. So maybe you're talking about like the progress of.
Oh. I've been seeing posts that I did on Facebook from like the early days when I was at like 2009 and 10. This is going to sound, I don't think you know where I'm going with this. And I'm reading my posts, I'm like, dang, these are funny. Like I would never, like I don't try to do that anymore. Like I'm not using Facebook to like, I'm not a comedian, but I would like try to be funny on Facebook, and I gotta say they were pretty good. I'm like, dang, that was witty.
I know.
And now it's like I haven't attempted
sometimes.
to do that for so long.
Why not?
I don't know.
You're not. Wait, I thought you were a comedian.
No, I'm a podcast host.
Yeah, but
who loves comedy.
Why don't you just do comedy sometimes? Because
Well,
you're funny.
Thanks.
I thought you were a comic.
A lot of
this whole time.
Most people think because I'm hosting a comedy podcast.
No, that's not why.
No?
Because you have a comedy energy about you.
I'm hanging out. I'm adjacent. Comedy adjacent.
Yeah, but you could just do it. I mean, you're here. You could just
Sure.
do the open mic once in a while.
I think, yeah, I suppose I could.
Why not?
I don't know.
What are you waiting for?
I don't know. It would have to be someplace else. I couldn't do it here.
Why?
I don't know, because I don't know.
This is where you would do it.
Right.
The open mic's great here.
I'm not doing open mic. I just want to go back to being.
Are we fighting?
This is it. Hit whatever. Delete.
Never working with her again.
I can tell you what, Erica. I am going to now, everybody I run into, this is the truth. Everybody I run into now for the next week, I'm going to be like, Eric Rhodes thinks that I'm funny enough that I should try comedy. I am.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
I mean, that's gonna take you far.
I appreciate every little compliment. All right,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I accept.
I think people should compliment each other more. I feel like sometimes people think things and they don't say it out loud, and then it's like it's so easy to make people feel good, right?
Yes.
If you say the thing you think.
Okay.
But
I witness that a lot because my wife will be out and she if she likes someone's hair, she'll be like, I love your hair.
It's
I
so
love your shoes. I love your sweater.
See?
She compliments people constantly.
It's so
Strangers.
nice.
Yeah.
It's like it can make someone's day, or it can like bring them into the moment.
I'm like, oh, and you're right. The reaction is always like, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, it's always so nice. And you can't, as a guy, you can't do that. Can you? Like, just give a stranger a compliment?
Like, so a comedy friend of mine, I won't say who, not because it doesn't matter, but he like randomly was like, you're one of the funniest people. You're one of my funniest friends. He's like, I wouldn't normally say that. Like, kind of like saying like, that was hard for me to say. Like, I have to admit it or something.
Okay.
But I was like, that meant like a lot because comics never, I feel like comics especially like do not compliment each other.
Oh, no, it's rare.
You never know if any of them ever thinks you're funny,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And so to me, it was shocking. I was like, you do? Like, why? How did I not know this?
Did you return the compliment?
I did not, no. Because he knows he's funny.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, yeah, I guess if someone has a big ego, you just go, they don't need a compliment.
Yeah.
But also, if someone compliments you and then you immediately compliment them back, it seems kind of like you're just doing it because they did it.
Yeah.
So it feels disingenuous.
Yeah, like, oh, you like my shoes? I like your
shirt.
I like that you're in front of me.
I like your attitude.
I like your presence.
Yeah, I like your personality.
You have an aura that I'm
still not sure I can
experiencing.
I'm still not sure I can pull off this white sneaker look.
Yeah, before we started recording, you
we
said
were talking about that.
you got white sneakers and
yeah,
because
I saw so many people wearing them and they looked so cool. And then I got them, and then like the second I opened this one, I thought I saw a smudge, and I could not. I was like, I didn't think I had OCD until and as I was traveling here, I didn't look up once. I was just like staring at my shoe, like looking, like, do I see this? Is this smudge still there? Then I would like wipe at it for a while. Then I'd be like, it's still there. Then I would compare it to this shoe. Then I would stare at both shoes. Like I was like, I think I have OCD because I cannot think about anything else.
You're gonna show up tonight and have bags over those.
Yeah.
Two
There is a funny short film that Kirk Fox did with
gosh,
I forget who the other guys are, but they're really fun. They do these sketches, and they did like a whole video about this guy getting white sneakers.
And protecting him?
Yeah, and protecting him.
Yeah.
And it was really good. But then so I was thinking about that, but I think I might have gotten the smudge out. So victory, maybe. Watch, I like spill my coffee all over.
I know. Well, I can leave here now with white shoes. Spill.
It's weird how you can have OCD about certain things, but not other things, you know?
For example, what would the thing don't?
Well, I'm like superstitious. So like anytime I say like, oh, I've been fine all year, I have to like knock on wood. Like I have to, and the knocking on wood is old school superstition.
Yes, very.
But I have to.
Interesting. Is there anything you need to do before a show that you like a thing that you do?
Not really. Like,
No?
see, I don't have that. I don't
Okay.
have that weird thing. I mean, I have to like kind of like plan my act, but I'm not obsessive about it.
Okay.
I'm not like it has to be meticulous.
Yeah.
I'm not meticulous about like my clothes. Like they're always wrinkly and, you know.
Okay.
But like, so I don't think I'm OCD.
There's no like, I have to be there 11 minutes before showtime. I have to have a half a glass of water waiting for me.
No, I'm not like that.
Okay.
No.
I have to do 20 push-ups.
Maybe maybe I should be doing these things. Who does have this preparation?
I have no idea. The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock probably does. That's a good point.
I don't know. So we're gonna wrap this up with I want to compliment you as we were talking about social media.
I will take a compliment.
Yeah, and one of the jokes you put on social media I think is very funny. Let's give it some attention.
Okay.
Normalize not saying normalize. Use your own words, brainwashed robots. That is a tweet from Eric Rhodes.
That's been a very popular tweet, and I was actually surprised how popular it was.
It's a good one.
But I think it's because I was just going crazy seeing that normalize thing over and over again. I was like, just don't say that stupid word. It's not you. Like, you know, it's not the person.
Yeah.
It's spoon-fed to them
Yeah.
by who knows who, you know, who started this trend. It doesn't mean anything.
No, I know.
And then, I think the brainwashed robots is just sort of a funny... Because people do seem pretty, like, whether or not you believe in any sort of conspiracy theories, people act brainwashed with the words they use. You know, like even people being like, I'm so glad things are back to normal. They're back to normal. It's like, if I have to hear that word one more time, I'm just like, it's just a give. Like, what does normal even mean? What does normal mean to you?
Yes.
Right? And they just say the same word over and over again.
Can you answer this question?
Yeah.
When is a pandemic actually over?
I don't even know. I feel like it's already over.
But
I feel like we decided.
Right. A lot of people said that, but not everyone.
I know. I think it's over.
There's still rules. There's still, policies that you can't do this and that. I mean, it's not the Wild West.
Well,
yet.
I think the policies have been really all over the place.
Right.
You know, where it's like, Okay, be really scared now. And then, oh, actually, you don't have to be scared. Oh, be scared. No, be scared.
I mean,
It's like,
there's people walking around with masks on outside, outside this building right now still, So they
with
don't.
masks.
Yeah, so they don't think that it's over. So I'm.
I don't know
when is it over?
I don't know when it's over.
Yeah.
I don't know when it started either. They don't know when it started.
That's
they
true.
said it could have started 6 months before they declared it starting.
Right.
So
The unofficial start was when Tom Hanks got it. Let's be honest.
that was really the start. I announced that to the Comedy Store during my set there. And I remember it was like I announced 9/11. It was like you could hear a pin drop and no one said a word, and it was just like silence. And I was like, "Oh, you didn't hear?" And then they were scared.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
scared. I thought it was odd that he got real quiet after that whole thing. It's like he was really, in public. And I don't think he got the vaccine.
Oh. Well, there's one Hanks that wasn't quiet during the pandemic, and that was Chet.
Oh, he's never quiet, right? I don't know him, but I know of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know Tom Hanks, but
If
we
people
all think we do.
if people want some entertainment, go search Chet Hanks.
He's the rapper, right?
He's a handful. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
rapper, all right.
Did he rap about the pandemic?
Yeah. Everything
Yeah?
he says is a rap without even
Is
trying.
he
That's how talented
is he
is.
good? No, we don't know.
I don't
Does
know.
he do TikTok? Probably.
I don't know. I'll have to ask my kids.
Do you do TikTok?
No.
Do your kids do TikTok?
Yes. And my wife. Yes.
And
She
your
doesn't
wife?
post. None of them post,
Oh.
really. They just stare at it.
My niece.
They stare at it until the video comes up that says, "You should take a break. You've been staring at TikTok too long."
Oh my gosh.
That's a thing.
That's bad.
Yeah.
I think the screens are really bad for kids. My niece and nephew did the cutest thing. They did a book review on Instagram, on my sister's Instagram story, but they both did it like as if it were like a huge show. Like they're like, "This book I liked because the girl goes and visits her grandparents and blah, blah, blah." And it was like reading Rainbow. It was so innocent. I was
love
like,
it.
this is the kind of thing kids should be doing. Like if they want to do videos, like do something that's like, takes a little more brain power.
Yeah, and not a stunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Or like a weird. I think filters are going to be really dangerous for kids because they're going to want to look like their fake selves, or these or they're going to think that people look this way.
Yeah.
And that's not how they look. In real life.
You and I are going to have a short talk when we're done here about
The kids.
Yeah. I got some things to say about that, but we're running out of time here.
Okay.
So people need to come see you at Acme.
Yes.
This week, there's full capacity, like we said.
Yes.
Let's get out here. Greg Coleman's working with you this week. Is that right?
Yep. He's great. And James.
Who else is working? James Moore? Oh, James Stanley is the MC. James Stanley's the MC. Greg is featuring. Awesome.
And what's his name might do a guest set. Tommy Ryman, my friend.
We're not going to say when, but it'll be this weekend.
Yep.
So show up and
stop
find out.
in. It's going to be a party.
Erica, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Let's do it again
so
in
great to
11.
see you.
Let's do it again in 11 and a half months.
Yes, 11 and a half months. That's the time frame.
Thank you.
Thank you.